In my freshman year, I would get beat red in the face anytime I was asked a question in class. But in my senior year, I was able to do this.
So just do it!
And this. I know it's not speaking, but you get the point. Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Colin, and today I will be sharing with you my strategy on how to overcome a fear of public speaking. As someone who was affected by this for many years, I know how difficult it can be to overcome. So if this video helps you in any way, I would appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to help my channel grow. I will be posting videos that document my experience in college, and many that offer advice in anything from academics and getting out of your comfort zone to fashion and finance. Now that I've given my spiel, let's get right into the video with 2 simple steps to getting over a fear of public speaking. Be sure to stay to the end of the video for tips that will help with this process. Step number 1 is to just find the root of the problem. The root of the problem can be found by breaking it down into 2 simple questions that you can ask yourself. The first of which is, where am I most uncomfortable speaking? I know that the level of severity is different in everyone when it comes to a particular fear, but if you're like me, there's certain situations and scenarios where my anxiety is just through the roof, and there's others where I am surprisingly calm. For example, I had no problem speaking aloud in front of my friends when we hung out, but when there was a couple of new kids there that I didn't really know all that well, I became much more nervous and far less vocal. In my computer class in high school, I was able to just ask the teacher questions freely and participate in discussions no problem. Maybe it was the spaced out layout or the calm, cool environment that helped, I don't know. But in the very next class that was a cramped and humid environment, my anxiety just skyrocketed. So I was able to zero in on exactly where I was uncomfortable speaking. The second question you should be asking yourself is, why am I nervous to speak in this situation? This question can be difficult for many people to answer, as it was for myself. At first, I always thought that the answer was because I was embarrassed to get beat red in front of everybody in the classroom. But soon I realized that that's only part of the answer. There had to be a reason for getting red in front of everybody in the first place. After some Google searching and some self-observation, I found the ultimate source of my nervousness: lack of confidence. The answer that most people can use to explain their fear of public speaking. And thankfully, one that can be improved over time. Step number 2 is to put yourself willingly into those situations. I know, this isn't the answer that you wanted to hear, but I have firsthand knowledge and experience that this works. If you don't believe me, let's compare it to something that's easier to understand, like losing weight. Let's say you weigh 250 pounds, but you want to get down to about 150 or 160 pounds because that's average for your height. But there's a hitch. You hate dieting. Right now, you are in a good habit of exercising, but after 6 months, you've only lost 10 pounds. In order to lose the rest of the weight, you know that there's really no other way to do so than by cutting out some of the foods that you love and replacing them with foods that you think are meh. The moral of the story is that if you want to achieve your goals but what you've been doing hasn't been working, you have to get out of the same old routine and try new methods. Methods that often come with compromises. In the instance of public speaking, instead of trying to avoid those uncomfortable situations and getting dragged into them by other people, try to put yourself into those situations willingly. The feeling of just having overall control of the situation in the first place should ease your anxiety just a little bit, but don't expect your fear to surrender for a while. And just like losing weight, this process is gradual and it will take time. You likely won't notice much of a change at all between one time and another, but if you look at weeks, months, or even years, when looking back that far, you'll notice huge improvements. And that's it. Those 2 steps alone are all that it takes to get over what right now may seem like such an impossible task: finding the source of the problem and attacking it directly. Now, I personally understand that this is one of those things that isn't really as easy as it seems. So I'm going to give you several tips right now that will help you in this journey. Tip number 1 goes right along with one of the last points that I just made, which was looking back to realize your growth. Use a journal or even the notes on your phone just to keep track of when and where you're having this anxiety to speak aloud. And rank these situations from least to most severe so you know exactly which ones that you need to target first. Now keep up with these notes as you apply the strategy that I taught in this video and document your progress. And yes, include the little things because they really do add up. Like, I didn't get red in the face for the first 10 seconds of speaking. Tip number 2 is to fake confidence. Most of the time, people's fear of public speaking comes from the worry of what others' opinions are on them. If you pretend you are confident, others around you will believe that. And you will too, eventually. This one sounds weird, but trust me, this has really helped me start putting myself into those uncomfortable situations willingly. And who knows, maybe I've been doing it all throughout this video. Tip number 3 is to run for a leadership position that requires you to speak aloud. This one is specifically for those of you who are in school right now. So if you're not in school right now, you can skip ahead to tip number 4 if you like. It will be extremely difficult and tiring to constantly put yourself into those situations willingly, time and time again, and you're not going to want to for a while. So in my experience, the best way to do it is to just bite the bullet one time and sign up for a leadership position in a club or sport or whatever it may be. And from there, you won't be able to cop out of public speaking, forcing you to address the issue regularly. And the 4th and final tip is to just be patient. I know you probably hear this in basically anything you're learning or practicing or trying to improve, but it's 100% true. This process can take weeks, months, or even years, so don't be discouraged at how long it's taking you. Just know that it took me almost 2 years to even notice any level of progress, and 3 years to get over my fear in most respects. So don't lose hope. The wait is well worth it. Thank you all for watching this video on my strategy to reduce your fear of public speaking. If you're brand new to the channel, I strongly encourage you to click subscribe and join me as I embark on many new adventures all throughout college. And if you could, please like this video and share it with anybody that you think would benefit from hearing this advice. Thanks again for watching. My name is Colin, and have a nice day.